everyone. I know I'm live here now on Facebook, and so glad that all of you could join us tonight. And so, tonight, as you know, I've been talking about my blog this week, which was giving you an overview of my Education on Pinterest series that I'm going to be doing. So, I wanted to show you some of the Education Hub that's on Pinterest and some of the items that I've emphasized in the blog. And if you read my blog, you know that universities have been using Pinterest for things like in design classes to show the design work, multimedia packages, in writing, design, web writing, journalism classes, social photography, some of these kinds of things. So let's take a look at the Teacher Hub on Pinterest and some of the examples there. And so I'm going to share my screen here. And so that you can see my Pinterest account here. And you will notice that right up here is a little doobadobber. That's about all I know to call it. And you click on that and you get the different hubs on Pinterest. And so right here, if you click on education, voila, there you are. Now you have some of the categories up here, okay, as far as education is concerned. And then you have just, some of the top pins, so to speak, that are on there. Let's take a look at something that you wouldn't think that would be on Pinterest. Calculus projects. Maybe I'm doing this in honor of my friend Audrey Goldie, who I had lunch with today. Now, my point, one of the things that I pointed out in the blog was that with these, you click on this, and so for example, here is a math teacher that's, has a project that she uses in calculus, and it shows what they did. And then if you click on visit the page, it has the instructions here. Not real great, okay? And what is lacking is, how will this be evaluated? What core curriculum objectives is it going to meet? And having a video showing the students participating, showing how to create the items would enhance all of this. And that's one of the things that I emphasized in my blog. Let's take a look at another one. So, for example, this one I think is really rather neat. You see here, function world, and notice the natural log flume, and then you got the cosine coaster, and you have your polar coordinate wheel. So you see, they're using some real world examples. And what I think about is, like in this scenario, you could have the students to go out and photograph, real world examples of some of these things that you're covering in the class. And then when you click on visit, here what it's doing is it's taking you to where you can purchase this item called the Teacher Toolbox. What would be great is when you click on visit, if it took you to a place where it had the lesson plans complete with the objectives that it would meet, how the assessment would be done, and then talk about some of the student outcome. And again, a video is always great to have so that you can see some of the examples of what the students have done and so forth. So those are the kinds of things that I'm going to be talking about and talking about this education series. Why am I doing this? Well, of course, education is a passion of mine, considering that I'm a former educator myself. The other thing is that I feel like that if you really want to improve education, then more people need to get behind these types of ideas and push for these types of things to happen and the funding for those. And if teachers begin to utilize tools such as Pinterest and put a positive image out there and show how they can meet the objectives and be creative, then we'll all benefit from that. And that's really what we want, especially we want the children to benefit from it. So that's just to kind of give you an idea of the things that I will be talking about. And so I'm going to sign off now, and I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. And until next week, this is the Pinterest Pro, and I'll be traveling on down the Pinterest Superhighway.